In the land of Canaan lived a young man named Joseph, the beloved son of Jacob. Joseph's story is one of dreams, betrayal, and divine providence. It is a tale of how God's plan unfolded through the trials and triumphs of Joseph, connecting the threads of family and faith. "Brothers," Joseph says, "hear this dream I had. We were binding sheaves in the field, and suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." Joseph's brothers were envious and hated him all the more because of his dreams and what he had said. Joseph's brothers conspired against him as he approached, whispering, "Here comes that dreamer. Let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say that a ferocious animal devoured him." The brothers stripped Joseph of his robe and throw him into the cistern. They sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, who took him to Egypt. Reuben intended to rescue Joseph later and return him to their father Jacob. They told Jacob that a wild beast had killed Joseph to make the claim sound real and trick their blind father into thinking that this great deception was true. They dipped Joseph's robe in the goat's blood and took it back to Jacob, who mourned for his son for many days. A ferocious animal has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces. In Egypt, Joseph is sold to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Despite his hardships, Joseph remains faithful to God. The Lord was with Joseph, and he became successful in Potiphar's house. But soon, false accusations landed him in prison. Joseph, in prison, interprets dreams for Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position. But you, baker, will be hanged. Joseph's interpretations came true, yet he was forgotten in prison. 2 years later, Pharaoh has troubling dreams that no one can interpret, the cupbearer remembering. Today I am reminded of my shortcomings. A young Hebrew in prison interpreted our dreams accurately. I have heard it said that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. I cannot do it, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires. Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dreams of 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh, amazed, says, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God? You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders." Years later, during the famine, Joseph's brothers come to Egypt seeking grain. Joseph, revealing himself, said, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" "Joseph," they replied. "Joseph," reassuring them, said, "Do not be distressed or angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. God has made me Lord of all Egypt. Hurry back to my father and tell him the news." And so Joseph's family was reunited. The dreams that once caused division became the means of their salvation. Through it all, God's hand was at work, weaving a tapestry of redemption and restoration. The story of Joseph is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the unbreakable bonds of family. In every trial and triumph, God's purpose prevails.